All right. So yeah, thank you for meeting with me. First off, how's your day going?
It's going pretty good. Yeah, obviously I'm at work. This is my work office, and
Okay.
it's been pretty hectic today, but no complaints.
All right. So the first question I have is, how long have you been a performer?
Oh, well, I've been an amateur performer,
And
and
you're still a
since
performer. You're right.
since I was a kid, since in elementary school, so it's been quite some time now, and it was always kind of just a nice escape from from the regular world.
Yeah. All right. So when what first got you into it? What was like the thing that catapulted you into like being interested in doing this?
Yeah, well, I think I was a very shy kid, and this
Mhm,
kind of was a way to get myself out of my shell. And
mhm,
it always felt good, particularly when singing, just to kind of feel feel confident, confident, or just not be so self-conscious about
mhm,
myself. And so I started doing that in elementary school.
mhm,
We used to do these, chorus programs, and it just kind of continued, on a sideline basis for most of
mhm,
my life.
mhm. So did you have like a any inspirations like growing up or like yeah, anybody who inspired you as a performer?
Well, I think I always was interested in musical theater and
Mm,
shows, and I used to listen to they were called cast albums and
yeah.
kind of just singing along with the shows and the songs and kind of imagining myself in it. No particular inspiration. I was, I kind of grew up in a very practical family, and that was even a possibility to think about, would this be a career or anything like that? But it's nice to have that hobby. And
Yeah.
now that I look back, I think that worked out good that way
Oh,
as a hobby as such.
all right. So we all have our favorite cast albums. Personally, I'm a Rent guy myself.
Oh yeah,
What is like your favorite, your all-time favorite like
I
cast album?
like yeah, I like so many, and I have a
Mhm.
tendency. I gravitate towards really obscure musicals, kind of like the
Mm, of course.
underdog things that weren't too successful. So one of my favorite is a musical. It's called Anyone Can Whistle. It was written by Stephen Sondheim. I think it ran 9 performances. And it's this crazy show, but the message is that, it's all about nonconformity and kind of bucking the trend
Yeah.
and doing things that they tell you not to do. And that, the hope for the world is people stepping outside their box and doing things a little different. So I love that message. And it has some great songs. I understand why it might not have taken hold, and been a big success, but I do have a tendency to be really interested in stuff that didn't quite make it, and kind of that underdog mentality.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
But I
So,
love Rent too, and I love
oh,
like the classic shows and stuff.
mhm.
I think I started out, I probably had Rodgers and Hammerstein, all their musicals, and
Oh.
Sound of Music, South
Mhm.
Pacific, Carousel, all of those. Love them.
Oh man, yeah, I am a huge musical guy. I literally sing them all the time.
That's awesome. That's great.
All right, so with this event, the Barbara Streisand Songbook, you have to tell me first off, how did that event even come about? How did that program like begin?
Yeah, so we have to go back about 15 years ago. And
Oh
Jeff
wow,
Willits,
yeah.
my friend, we've been friends for 30 some years. We met
Mhm,
uh, in the Gilbert and Sullivan Society at U of M.
mhm,
And he's always done solo stuff. And he wanted me to do a cabaret show with him. And I was afraid. I'd never just done plain singing,
yeah.
and so we did it, and I had so much fun, and it just felt like such a freeing experience. So
Mhm,
for the past 15 years, we've been doing these shows, and usually we tie them to a particular theme. And for this particular one, we both love Barbara Streisand, and she turned 80 years old last year. And
mhm,
we thought, how fun! I mean, good Lord, the woman has sung more than 1,000 songs
yeah.
in this canon, and so we thought we'd definitely be able to pick, a lot of good songs to be able to sing and things that we like to do. And and in some ways it's a little intimidating because no one sings a song better than Barbara Streisand does. And and that's kind of the running joke in our show is, of course, we can't sound like her, and
Yeah.
but it's a tribute. It's a tribute to her career and what she's accomplished, and if it's done with love and care, that's all that matters. So
Nice. So it's always every event is a different artist that you guys do a songbook
different
after.
art, a lot of times we do different composers or sometimes different themes.
Hmm.
I remember once we did like a travel theme, so we took musicals that were set like all in different places, locations. We did a tribute to Stephen Sondheim last year. We've done Jerry Herman. We did a thing like a tribute to divas, like all the women in musical theater. We
Hmm.
talk about doing one about men. We just haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so usually it centers around a particular theme.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 So I need to. What is one of your favorite like Barbara Streisand songs?
So I really like some of her early stuff, and she
Hmm.
was doing a lot of like the standards. And there's a song that probably is not that well known, but she sang it early on in her career. It's called "I'll Tell the Man on the Street." I'll tell the man in the street. Yeah,
Hmm.
on the street, yes.
Yeah.
And it's a Rodgers and Hart song, and it's from the late 30s, and she just sings it so beautifully, the arrangement that she does. And I mean, I just think that woman so talented. And what really amazes me at such a young age, how she was able to interpret the words in a song and sometimes the arrangements. When you think of that song, Happy Days Are Here Again, that was like a fast,
Mhm.
cheerful song. And
Yeah.
either she or whoever worked with her decided, let's sing it like a ballad. And I think that is so cool.
Yeah. All right. So is anyone else performing
Uh,
alongside you
it's,
and
it's
your?
just Jeff and I are singing, but we always work with our percussionist, whose name is Jesse Gibbs, and he's been doing shows with us for about 12 or 13 years.
Really?
And our accompanist on this show, his name is Nick Frederick. And because the accompanist that we've worked with on other shows, he's going to be out of town. But I've worked with Nick. I directed a show just recently, Harold and Maude. They made a musical out of it, and Nick was our accompanist on that show. So
All right, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, following this event, are you looking because this is in collaboration with the North Star Lounge and Gym Toy Community Center? Are you going to be collaborating with either of those organizations after this?
oh, we sure hope so. So this is kind of a new thing for us. And you used to do things at the Out Bar on their patio in Ann Arbor, and
Mhm.
those guys were wonderful, Martin and of course the name's escaping me right now. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
so
I'm trying to remember her name as well, but I know you're
I
talking
can't
about.
believe it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's terrible that anyway, so we've done stuff there. And so this is a new possible venue. And,
Mhm.
I think for both Jeff and us, we're just so grateful. It's kind of like our sandbox to be able to
Yeah.
play. And we hope, if they like what we've done and if it's successful, that they'll ask us back, or be open to us coming back and doing more things. We've done stuff more so maybe in the Detroit area,
Mhm.
but through 515, and which is in Royal Oak. And this is a great opportunity to kind of expand. And as far as as a benefit for the Jim Toy Center, I knew Jim Toy very well. We worked together on LGBTQ issues, and uh, you know, very supportive of the community center and the programs that they provide. It's so important. And so happy, to do what we can, through
Mhm.
a fun way to provide support for the community center.
Awesome, awesome. And after this, what do you guys have coming up next after this? If there's anything on the schedule?
I'm always well. So I think we're gonna do this same show that we did it that we're doing at the North at the at the lounge. We're gonna go back to 515 and do it again because they asked us to come back, and
Mhm.
then we're gonna perform in May at Bobcat Bonnie's in Ann Arbor, and we're
Okay.
gonna figure out if we're gonna do a different kind of theme. And I was in my mind sometimes. I was like, it'd be kind of fun to sing about people in different jobs or
Yeah.
something on musicals, because usually everybody's working or doing something,
Yeah.
and so that could be a possibility. Or maybe Patty LuPone recently did this cabaret show where she put all the songs that she knew in a hat, and then the
Hmm.
audience members picked them out. And that
Oh,
could be fun too, you know?
yeah. Oh, that'll be very fun. So, with these songs, do you have the lyrics in front of you, or do you sit down, memorize these lyrics, and
Oh,
go,
yeah.
"This is how it goes"?
We memorize them now. I
Oh
can't
my,
say that sometimes I don't forget some of my
yeah.
words. Tended to pick a lot of fast songs
Mhm.
for the show that Barbara Streisand did, and it's just trying to remember, what comes next. And it's, you know what, if you mess up, then you can start over again, or you keep on going too.
Yeah.
So, but I think too, when you're reading the words and it's right in front of you, if not that I'm any special singer or anything like that, but I can get in the way of your interpretation and just being in the moment and feeling what the song is about. If you have your eyes on a piece of paper or
Yeah.
screen above you.
So, yeah, that's the thing, especially when you're in that moment, the interpretation can differ from what the original song meant, especially when you're performing.
Sure, sure. So much so the audience is such an important participant, and their
Mhm.
response and their reaction, and how receptive they are. It can have so much an impact. And sometimes in a venue like the North Star Lounge, or when we've been on the patio, people are talking, waiters
Yeah.
are bringing things at the table and stuff, and you just have to take into account all that sometimes people might be a little distracted or other things are
Mhm.
going on. But if you can stay focused and the other thing, the intimacy of the venue is really nice
Mhm.
because you really, you can't hide. You're not on stage where you're not on a big stage where you're just singing out to, to a dark area. The audience, they're right there. You see their faces. And I
Mhm.
think that can be challenging, but it can also be so rewarding too.
Oh, 100%. And just I have two more questions. First, you went to U of M?
I went to U of M for undergrad,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, and so I've always loved Ann Arbor so
Yeah.
much. And when I graduated law school, I got a
Mhm.
job in Jackson. And I did not want to live in Jackson, so I commuted from Ann Arbor to Jackson every day. And
Mhm.
we're talking a long time ago, and it wasn't too bad on the freeway. And
Yeah.
I have no regrets about that because when you go to U of M, you know, as a student, you see a certain side of Ann Arbor, and then when you're out of school, you get to see a whole other side of the
Yeah.
city.
Mhm.
And it's a totally different experience. And for me, I've been both of them were wonderful. And
Mhm.
so I love the city of Ann Arbor. And every time I come back, there's a new restaurant or some new building up. It never.
Yeah. Awesome. And my last question, is there anything else that you want to put off into the world, let the people know?
I'll just hope that people will come out, to see the show. I The thing that I was somewhat surprised, not surprised, but very
Yeah.
pleased when we did the show in Royal Oak. There was a lot of people that we didn't know
Oh.
because people love Barbara Streisand. They wanted to come to this. I had no idea, the interest about, being songs that she's done that
Mhm.
generated. So I hope people will come out for hopefully will be a fun evening of entertainment and also to support a really, really important and good cause.
Yeah, this is going to a really great cause. All right. So this is the Barbara Streisand songbook. I believe it's taking place. What day is it taking place? Help me out here.
Saturday, March the 18th, there's
Mhm.
two shows, one at 7 o'clock and one
Mhm.
at 9 o'clock. And people can go on the website for the North Star Lounge and they can make their reservation.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
Antonio. Are you a performer yourself?
I am. I'm in a band. I'm in a
Yeah,
band, and I play piano, keyboard.
that's
So
all. That is good to know too.
yeah, I've been playing for quite a while now. So yeah, that's kind of what I do with my friends. Is
Do you
yeah.
perform in the Ann Arbor area or?
Yeah. We perform at the Ann Arbor area. We just performed at Ziggy's down here in Ypsilanti.
Oh,
We performed at the Blind Pig. I want to say a couple months ago. But yeah, we perform all around Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor, Detroit, Real Oak.
that's awesome. You'll have to let me know if you have a schedule when you're
Oh,
doing
for sure, for
this. It'd
sure.
be great to check that out.
All right, cool. I definitely will. Trust me.
Great, great. Well, I appreciate you,
Mm.
putting together the story and devoting your time. And
Oh, 100%.
it was great to meet you.
All right, nice to meet you as well. All right, let me stop the recording. Thank you very much.
Sure, thank you. You take care.
Mhm, you too.